Welcome to the Nothing to Prove, Only to Share podcast, season 3.
We made it.
I'm clapping. Dude, yes, right? The clap. It's there.
Go.
Okay, yay. So our first guest this season is Lucia Sarmiento. Is that how you say your name? Did I say that right? I was stressing about that the whole time.
That was perfect. Excellent.
Thank you.
I don't want to try and do it properly because I'm gonna embarrass myself.
Try it.
Sarmiento.
That was amazing.
All right. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Whenever I have to pull out Spanish, it like
Then it's
face.
like,
It's
yeah.
a 50-50 shot. Who knows what's gonna happen?
That was great.
Okay, will you just give us a little bit of an intro? Maybe tell us where you're from and anything that you feel like is generally like things that we should know about you right off the bat.
Okay, so my name is Lucia Sarmiento. I'm originally from Lima, Peru. That's where I was born and raised. But I've been living in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for the past 10 years. I came here as an international student to pursue a career in saxophone performance and music. And yeah, like a lot has happened since I made the decision to come to the United States. I've had a lot of, great opportunities. I've been touring with Pitbull and Karol G since 2021. And now I'm releasing my debut jazz fusion album that features a lot of very amazing Minneapolis musicians. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, lots of things happening. Very exciting.
When is that? You said an EP?
No, it's a full album.
Hell yeah. When is it coming out?
The full album is coming out in October,
Okay.
but I'm starting to release singles starting May 17th, and
Oh my
then
gosh.
like trying to space them out in 6 weeks.
Hell yeah.
Till
Exciting.
October. Yes.
You had mentioned that you were in the studio yesterday. Was that what
Yeah.
that was for?
No, I was like
Okay,
in my
nice.
corner, like
Oh, okay,
home
wait.
studio,
Wait.
eating my Uncrustable, and chewing really loudly
Into the microphone.
to the microphone.
Cool. So are you still working with Karol G and Pitbull?
No, not at the
Okay.
moment. I'm off the road right now, focusing on my own stuff.
Okay, cool. I am obviously curious about your Pitbull experience and like want to hear how that happened for you, kind of, if you don't mind talking about it.
Oh my God, yes. Actually, that's one of my favorite stories. It's one of the craziest things that has ever happened to me. So it's kind of like a full circle story. And okay,
Yes.
here it is.
Here it is.
So I moved to the United States to go to McNally Smith College of Music in 2013. And I always wanted to go to New York because, I came here to pursue jazz education, and I thought that's where I have to go. So I had a little bit of savings, and I bought myself a ticket to go to New York. And I stayed at one of my friends' places in a couch, I think, for a couple of weeks. And all I did those 2 weeks was walk. I didn't even know. I'm the kind of person that just kind of walks around. Like, I don't even look at a map.
Yeah.
Just
exploring.
see what happens. And I ended up, so first of all, I ended up in front of a guitar center where the band Dirty Loops was doing a clinic. I think they had just released their super viral video of the Justin Bieber cover,
Okay.
Baby. So I went to see that, and that was so cool, oh wow, I am really passionate about this band, and now they're here doing a masterclass. So anyways, I saw that, I kept walking, and I ended up somewhere in Manhattan where they had a jazz night that the series was having like a jazz, very established, famous musician sharing the stage with a younger student.
Cool.
And I think that night it was Miguel Zenon, who's an incredible saxophone player. He's Latino. And the student was a guy called Mario Castro, who I believe he is from Puerto Rico,
Okay.
I think. But anyways, I saw, people who spoke Spanish, and back then I didn't speak English super well. So I thought, okay, Spanish and jazz, let's stay. So after the show, I ended up introducing myself to Mario, and I told him hey, I'm also a student, I just moved to the US. So cool, you play amazing. And we exchanged contacts. And I think I told him back then that I played guitar. I don't even remember. It was in 2015.
Like
you know?
a lie? Like you like
No,
you,
I mean,
I was like, you just straight up lied to this man?
I did play guitar. I do play guitar.
Okay.
But somehow I mentioned, that was so funny. Somehow I mentioned it to him. And then 2 days later, I see him in the subway and we chat again. And then fast forward, how many years? 6 years, 7 years later, he messages me on Instagram and he says like, hey, do you still play guitar? Because I have a friend who's looking for someone who can play saxophone and guitar to go on tour.
Cool.
And I had not played guitar in years. So, I mean, yeah. And I thought like, oh my God, I don't know if I can really play guitar. It's been like 10 years. But he said like, no, it's a friend who works with really big artists. Just say yes, try it. So I was like, okay, yes, I do play guitar. And it ended up being to go on tour with Pitbull. So I auditioned for it. I had to get my guitar chops back in like, I don't know, in like 5 days or so and send the videos. And I got the gig.
Wow.
So anyways, like it was crazy that I met this person and, like.
Kind of by accident.
Yeah, by accident, walking around the street. And then years later, he still remembered that I told him that
That's
I
so
played
cool.
guitar.
So when in the process did you know that it was for Pitbull?
It was like after he said like, hey,
Okay.
just say yes.
Okay.
It's going to be for like this friend of mine. He works with big artists.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And that you toured for a few years with him?
I toured for about a year with
Okay.
him.
Cool.
So from 2021 till 2022.
Did you end up playing guitar
Yes.
on that tour? Cool. Okay,
Yes.
sweet.
A lot of electric guitar, which I played when I was a teenager. I mean, I started playing classical guitar when I was a kid. That was my first instrument, but then I changed to saxophone, and guitar was kind of foreign to me. So I had to get back to
Yeah.
it really fast and then go play in arenas
Yeah.
with a lot of like distortion. It was crazy. It was so hard.
Yeah. Like, tell me more. What else can you share from that experience? Like playing stadiums and just being on a tour. Like, because were you all over? Was it in the States or where did you go?
Yeah, so with Pitbull, we did the tour. It was a bus tour, an arena tour in the United States.
Okay,
So we
cool.
played all over in the US. And after the tour was over, I thought, oh, well, I mean, that was it. That was so cool. I'm going to go home now. And they told me that we're going to Saudi Arabia in 3 days. Pack your bags. Yeah, so we went to Saudi Arabia too, which was insane. It's probably the craziest place I've ever seen in my life. It's so different.
Yeah, I imagine. Wow. To play stadiums.
Yeah.
It sounds alright, I guess. Sounds okay.
Have you been on tour with, or you said Karol G too. Was that also
Yes.
a stadium tour?
Yes, that was
Okay,
a
cool.
stadium tour here in the United States. Yeah, that was
Cool.
last year in August, September.
Do you have any like hot takes about playing in a stadium or any feelings about it?
It's really, I mean, standing there and you cannot really see the people, because it's dark and all the lights are in you. I mean, you can see like the people in the front, but it's really, it's a humbling experience to be standing in front of so many people. And it's also very loud because everybody's yelling, and singing and dancing. And it's, I don't even know, like, it's an amazing experience to
Yeah.
share that, like, such big energy with so many people.
For real.
It's cool.
I work for Live Nation and I like work a lot of
Oh,
stadium
cool.
shows, and I'm never one to like buy a ticket to a stadium usually. Oh my God, also I've seen Pitbull.
Really?
I wonder when that was and if you were there. I don't
Where?
remember when that was. It was in town here.
I was at the Jingle Ball
Bro,
at the Excel.
that I was also
Really?
there. Oh my God. Oh my God, were you playing sax?
Yeah, and guitar.
Oh my God.
It was a very short set.
That's so cool. Yeah. My cousin Allie and I went. She's obsessed. She literally has a tattoo, a 305.
No.
Literally, yes. It's that deep for her, yeah. Anyways,
Wow.
stadiums. Like, I am never one to buy, I don't think, because they're
Neither.
so expensive and damn. But the energy in a stadium, at a stadium show, I just love that. Like, how many
Yeah.
people there are. And I think that's one of my favorite things about music is, like, how many different people it can bring together, I think, into one place. And I especially feel that in a stadium.
Do you
I
like sports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think some people get that from going to sports.
Yeah, I don't
and
get that from a
stadiums.
sporting
I mean,
event.
neither.
Absolutely not.
I get it from music.
Yeah.
It's way cooler with music.
I even felt that, though. Me and Aurelio went to 331 last night, and
Oh, yeah.
Richard was playing, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, man.
And I felt that same thing, though. That, like, just something about, like, people being in a space where there's also music, something about that is so magical. But on such a big scale, I think that would feel incredible. I think that would feel incredible.
I have a memorable stadium story, not to derail.
Do it.
But my uncle took me to see U2 in like, I don't know, the last time they were at the U.S. Bank Stadium. And I think there were 50,000 people there. And there was a moment during the set where everyone had their flashlights out because like no one has lighters anymore. And had their flashlights
They don't
out.
let them in.
Yeah, they banned them. I don't know. And there was a stadium of like 50,000 people just waving their flashlights, and it really like you didn't realize how many people were there until all those lights were just suddenly turning on,
real.
and you realize
just chills, you know,
like a sea of people.
Yeah,
and you're one of 50, 70,000, however many people are.
Yeah, 70, 80,000. I think
that's insane.
So many people.
For the Carol G shows, they were giving people like these lights, like kind of like wristbands with lights, and they kind of like were making patterns of lights with the music. So that was so cool to see at the same time. And yeah, also like, I mean, it's not necessarily in like a stadium setting, but also just sharing music with other people. So I think like sharing that, like the beat and whatever it is, you know, and everybody moving at the same time with the same beat, that can be like magical and exciting, even at the 331 or at, I don't know, Jazz Central.
Totally. I was even thinking last night, and I was telling Richard this today when I was in here earlier, how like, so we were at that show and like there was a lot of people in the bar, but not a lot of people were like super focused the way that we were on the set.
They were chatting amongst themselves.
But I was just sitting there like taking that in too, and like hearing the chatter and the voices like exist with the music was also really cool. And
then we talked about how like they matched the volume. They would talk
like the dynamics.
They matched the band.
So like the band would get quiet, and then so would the room. You know, like kind of matching that. Kind of. It was honestly really cool.
It was like the room was breathing. It was
yes.
super cool.
Hey, it sounds like you guys really like music.
I think we do. I think
music's, it's okay.
Music's
fine. I like that. Music's fine.
Oh man, yeah, I do really like music.
I do too.
Wait, what?
What?
You guys should consider talking about it.
Yes, we should consider having a conversation about music and then recording it and maybe publishing it as a podcast.
What a novel
I think that's a pretty good idea. Richard, I think you're onto something.
Give this man a microphone.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, quick side note. I forgot to tell you that we have to reset the camera at whatever, 20, 30 minutes.
30.
And are you keeping track of that?
I'm sitting behind,
King. Okay.
16. So we're at 16. Yeah, 15 minutes.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I want to hear about what are you currently working on?
So I'm currently, I've been working on this for 4 years, so it's like, but I'm currently working on my album, which started as a like pandemic project. You know, I have been playing saxophone. I've been a like part of the music scene here in Minneapolis for the longest time. I've played in all sorts of projects with like almost everybody here in town. You know, I feel like this has been my home, and Minneapolis has also raised me musically in a way, you know. And I always knew that I wanted to put out my own music. I wanted to create something from scratch and, you know, conceptualize it and create it and make it a thing and then share it with the world, whatever that meant. But I never felt that I was ready because, I felt like maybe I was not ready musically, also not as a person. I didn't know what it is that I wanted to say to the world, or, you know, what is it that I have to share, you know? And then in the pandemic, there was a lot of time, you know, and it was a very, like, I think it was just a very good, calm. I know that maybe it's lucky to say that it was calm because a lot of people didn't have calm times then. But for me, it was kind of like recentering, doing a lot of inner searching musically as a person. Who is it that I am, and what is it that I have to bring to the world? And I started working on this music back then. And then like with all the touring and just life happening, the project has been I mean, I've been working on it as hard as I could. And now that I'm off of touring and, I'm in this time in my life where I think I'm ready. So I'm putting like 95% of my energy and time into it.
Cool.
Right now. Yes.
That's so
it's
exciting.
Very exciting. Also kind of scary.
Yeah, totally. What kind of fears do you have about it?
I guess I mean, when I think about it, I guess these fears of like, oh, maybe like, what if people don't like it? What if they think it's dumb? Or what if nobody listens to it? Those are like, I think everybody has those fears when you're trying to create something because it's a little piece of yourself.
So vulnerable, yeah.
Right. Like even
absolutely.
with the podcast or like with any like creation that you
Sharing
make.
in any capacity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even like
absolutely.
your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
What if no one cares?
Totally.
But I mean, I also know that I'm doing this for myself because it was something that I always wanted to do. And I know that like, even if no one listens to it, I still can say, hey, I did it.
Yeah.
And it tanked and, but I did it.
Is there anything specific about the project that you feel like really proud of or really like this is? Or highlights of the project?
Yeah, like really a lot. I mean, it's been a great collaboration. Of course, it's not like, I mean, you cannot do everything yourself, you know? Like, none of us is like, or at least let me speak for myself. Like, I would say I'm nothing without my friends and my community and my collaborators and my family, So I think really, I'm super proud that, I mean, I'm happy that I have people that want to play my music. I'm happy that I have people that want to work with me and who think that my ideas are worth exploring. And like that to me is so cool and it's so fun. It also makes me think a lot of my time here in Minneapolis and like all the people that I've met and how much, like time has passed and I've grown a lot since I moved as a student.
Yeah.
And also I think I'm very proud. I'm singing in that album.
Yes, yes, we talked about that a little bit when we had lunch.
Like singing for me was always kind of a sensitive topic. I think it came from, I don't know, maybe immaturity because I'm a saxophone player and sometimes I would walk into a show or something and people would ask me, so are you the singer of the band? And I would be kind of like, no, I'm the saxophone player.
I'm way cooler than that.
Yeah.
Okay, take it easy, take it easy, take it
And now thinking back, that was very immature. I think I was also kind of like, no, I don't want to sing because I just want to play the saxophone, kind of was a rebellion thing. And now I'm singing and I think it's beautiful. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I've always, and I'm sure that like, because I don't play an instrument, but I'm sure that other musicians feel this way. I feel like for me, singing is like the prime like form of self-expression for me. Like
I think it's the most vulnerable.
Like it's just so relieving.
It's so cool. Yeah.
I'm really glad that you ventured out.
Yes.
How long have you been working on that?
I started taking lessons with Rachel Holder. She's a
Local
singer. Yeah, local singer
Cool.
here in town. I started last year. I just hit her up, and she helped me get a lot of confidence. I think maybe that's
awesome.
that was what I needed.
Totally.
Yes.
Ugh, I've been reflecting a lot on like my own like confidence regarding singing, and I think that that's where I got it. Like I think that's where I got my confidence, was learning how to like be on a stage and how to sing. And I love that. I love that. So dope. So are there vocals on the album?
Yes.
On every track?
On one track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wrote a vocal arrangement. It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I love
Fuck
Red Hot
yeah,
Chili Peppers.
fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
So back in the day when I played the guitar, I loved I've always loved them.
Yes. Yeah.
There's in the album, there's an arrangement. It's kind of like a jazz fusion, Weather Report-ish, like arrangement of a Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
That's awesome.
And I wrote a vocal arrangement for it. And then we layered like, I don't even know, like 16 or so vocal parts, and it's really cool. I'm actually releasing that as a single this May 17th. So it's coming up.
Oh my God.
I'm so excited.
First one.
Yeah, that's the first one.
That's awesome. I'm so excited to hear that. Ooh.
Also, did you know they're coming to town?
Really?
In July?
Oh yeah, there's that new music fest that's happening.
Yes, that new music fest that I know about.
You don't know about it?
No.
Yeah, it's happening I don't know what city it's happening in,
It's here.
but it's in Minneapolis.
I think so.
But Red Hot Chili Peppers, who else was on the lineup? It was kind of crazy. It was like,
Gwen Stefani, maybe? I'm not sure.
no way. Oh my God, yeah.
The last time they were here it was the Strokes.
I'm not sure.
Dude, Richard, do you know what we're talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking
Okay. Because you weren't listening or because,
about. Both.
okay.
Totally listen.
New,
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
there's some kind of music fest
Those guys I know,
happening.
but I don't know the new festival. you're
Okay,
talking about.
damn, I was trying to think of the name. But yeah,
Do you have a favorite? Oh, I cannot hear myself.
Sorry,
Hello.
I'm messing around with this. I'm like trying to fix it, but I don't know what's going on. It's so weird.
Do you have a favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song?
Can't Stop immediately.
Can't Stop, yes.
I performed that with my high school band, and that was one of the ones that like made me a singer energy. You know what I mean? Like that was a part of the confidence journey. Was yeah,
Yes.
hell yeah. What about you?
I don't know, so many.
Yeah.
I love Stadium Arcadium. I love like
Yes.
Californication and
Yeah, classics.
all of those.
Soul to Squeeze.
Yes.
That's
Richard?
such a good one.
Favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers
I'm
song?
listening to you guys. I'm like, you guys are so young. Like the classics, like Stadium Arcadium. I'm like, no, there's like Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Yes.
And the record
Yeah.
before that. What was the record before that? I can't remember the name. And that beautiful album cover with like the woman who was all naked.
I think is that Mother's Milk?
Mother's Milk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was in high school when those records have been out for a while, but like when I got introduced to those records.
And they were doing the funky, edgy, like in your face type of stuff. I like them more.
And the
chill.
writing was really interesting at the time. I mean, I love the fact that Red Hot Chili Peppers are still like they're
Relevant,
Shit, they're
yeah.
all grandpas now, but they're all still kicking ass.
I,
Right?
Absolutely.
I wish they were my
But
grandpas.
their writing was so interesting back then. It really came out of left field, and like melodically was super cool. It always had like these. I don't know. It was like it could be pigeonholed in this funk thing, but it was like it was deep musically.
Yeah.
It really dug in a lot. I think that's why a lot of kids I knew got drawn to them.
Totally. Kids like you.
Writing.
No, absolutely. And you know who got me into Red Hot Chili Peppers? Bob Delage.
Bob Delage.
Bob Delage.
There it is.
I can't
There it is.
go a single episode without mentioning my friend Bob for reference.
Bob Delage is a bass player friend of ours. I think every episode.
Yeah, pretty
we
much.
get a name drop.
Yeah,
for
he's
Bob
so
Delage.
relevant.
Super relevant.
He
Yeah.
has a cool name.
Well, hey, you know,
Bob
you got 25
Delage.
minutes. You wanna?
Yeah, let's reset.
Yeah.
Wait, did you pause the tracking too?
No, I started it.
No, did you pause it? But, So
Yeah.
you did pause it.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
I had to
Why?
because.
¿Por qué?
Porque I had to fix things.
Okay.
Nice. That was good.
Thank you. That's like the one Spanish word I can say or just do say. Comes in handy. Okay.
Okay.
¿Por qué? Okay. Okay, I kind of also want to hear about how does the creative process differ for you when it comes to like doing making your own music and then working with other people?
So the question is, how does my creative process differ when I'm working with from my stuff to others?
Is that too vague of a question?
I don't know. I don't.
Like you mean when I'm like
Like-
recording?
Yeah, like if you're working with someone else, like how does it, like does it change in your mind, like from when you're working with yourself or working by yourself? Like let's say you're like in the studio with Mr. Worldwide, you know, like is it different than when you're just by yourself being like 100%?
Yes, it's very different.
Yeah.
I mean, first, I think the most maybe straightforward thing is that I am the one who's making the decisions, and I am in charge of telling other people what to do. And a lot of these people, I mean, they're my very good close friends, but they're also really good musicians, better musicians than I am, more experienced, but they're playing my music. So something that's, it's been very tricky for me is maybe that, like making decisions and telling people what to do. Yes. And I think maybe that's like a skill that comes with practice, just like anything else. For this one, it's been tough. It's been also, I mean, humbling, and it's been great. When I work with other people, they tell me what to do. They tell me, what mood they want me to play, or like what notes, if they have charts. They even tell me what to wear sometimes. It's so easy.
Yeah.
And then being the band leader on the other side, I have to tell people what's up. So I guess that's like the biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Cool.
that goes from like logistically to musically as well.
Yeah. So do you feel like, do you like it there? Do you like being the leader? Even though it's a little bit outside of your comfort zone?
Yes, I actually really, so I like trying new things and I love challenging myself with whatever it is, you know, and I really love the feeling from being a baby at something, not knowing what it is that I'm doing, and then figuring it out and then being better at it. You know, it can be from like cooking to taking care of my plants, you know, killing my plants and then like, oh,
Figuring out how to
they're
keep
doing
them
better
alive.
now. You know, to like, hey, I'm a band leader who maybe has a lot to learn with my communication style and you know, like how I write emails and how I schedule things and musically too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually enjoying the process a lot. It has not been easy, but it's cool. I like it.
That's awesome. Yeah. It is cool to be able to look back and see how you've grown. I did tell you that we're defining success today. yeah?
Yes.
Do you want to tell us what your definition is?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's like one sentence that's
Right.
It's like a whole, I think it's a whole thing. But so you told me to think about it. So I was thinking about it this morning and I don't know, like, so I am really into an author that's called Robert Greene. I don't know if you've heard of him. Someone?
I feel like it sounds familiar, but I think I'm thinking of John Green.
John Green.
Close, similar.
Yeah.
Green.
So he is he writes really amazing books. He has he writes books about like human behavior, kind of like maybe in the, you know, genre of self-help. And I am reading one. I'm actually listening to a podcast to the audiobook of one that's called Mastery, where he talks about you know, the process of people mastering something. And I think that also is tied to success. And I also like to listen to him talk about, you know, his ideas. So this morning I heard him talk about success. And,
Oh, cool. Wow. That's
yeah,
Convenient.
share
That's
because
perfect.
yeah, because I resonated with that a lot, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So he talks about like first, you know, identifying what is the calling for your life, like your life's calling, what it is that you are passionate about, what it is that you want to spend your time doing. And I think, you know, this shows up when we're kids a lot. You can see in children that we're all different, but some of us lean more towards really enjoying talking and playing music, and others enjoy more, you know, like, I don't know, words or
Baseball
or dancing or something. And I think, you know, like if you are lucky to pursue that, whatever it is that moves your heart, and later make a living out of it. And I think that is success to me. You know, that's like the condensed version of it. Of course, he explained it in a more like deep, detailed version. But I believe that I was very lucky. You know, I'm sure all of us in this room, we were maybe the kid that was always playing music and listening to music and trying to learn an instrument and just leaning towards that side. And I think I was lucky that I had a family who supported me, you know, and then I was able to move to the United States to pursue that and education and work doing that. And like, I think that is success to me. And I'm able to pay my bills, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I feel very successful right now, that I love what I do and I do it every day, you know? And it's not easy every time. Like sometimes, you know, when you turn your biggest passion to your work, of course, there's like a lot of stress, there's a lot of like burnout too. But I think for me, part of maturing has been learning how to manage that, the stress and the burnout, so I can live a life that's more happy and fulfilling.
Yeah.
totally.
Still doing what I do
Yeah.
and love.
How often is it that you're like playing or like surrounding yourself with music as like just something that you're passionate about versus like paying your bills?
I think it goes in waves, you
Yeah.
know? Like right now, I am working really hard to get this album out. And that's what I'm doing most of the time. So I am not doing much of like the music for fun or like really like fun in general much, I'm in work mode. But I know that this will end. Like this is a time period. Once the music is out, once I have done everything that's in my to-do list, which I think is going to be in about a month, then I will be able to enjoy more. And I do love going out to see music. I also love dancing. I grew up in Latin America, so we always dance to everything, and I love dancing to music. It's my two biggest passions, and I want to pursue more of that too. I think it mixes my two loves.
Yeah, that's awesome. You are you're moving soon, right?
Yes.
When do you move? You're almost like gone, right?
June 1st.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Or so.
Or so. Okay. Pissed.
Yeah, right. What the hell?
I know.
What?
Where are you moving to?
Chicago.
Chicago.
It's just down the street.
Yeah,
Come on, I can.
Chicago.
All my cool friends.
It's just a 6-hour drive, Richard.
It's just that
It's not that bad.
I can drive. I'm actually planning to be back every month because I still have to play. I have a lot of stuff here in the city, so
So she'll be around.
yeah, I'll be around.
Good
But
deal.
just down the street.
Where's the best place to dance in Minneapolis?
Good question.
Great question.
There's a-
Sponsorship happening right
The only
here.
place I can think of is Conga.
Conga, yeah. There's also a Mediterranean cruise cafe. Honestly, I haven't really done much dancing here. I go to dance classes.
Cool. Where at?
It's called Hot House.
I've been there for a dance class. So fun. Yeah.
I love it.
I
Yeah.
took literally, this is so like not anything I would ever do ever. I don't know how this happened, but I took a heels dance class. And I like I don't even own a pair of heels. That's like why it was so out of pocket. But
You just said, fuck it.
I've
I'm
been
doing
going
it.
to that class too.
oh my gosh, really?
Yes, Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m.
Oh my
or so.
God. That's
Let's
so
go.
funny.
Next week.
Okay, I would. I really was not good at it. I'll tell you that much. And I bought heels from just a thrift store. And then I had to take them off during the class because they were so uncomfortable. But it was fun anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Hot House is cool. I really want to do like a hip hop, like
yes.
an intro. I think that'd be so fun. I
Yeah,
like dancing too, but I've never been like good at it or natural at it because why would I be?
I've been going to the belly dance on Saturdays.
Fun.
I also went to the jazz one. That was so hard. I
Cool.
could I couldn't keep up with them. They were all
Yeah.
professional dancers and me.
Yeah.
And they were filming the class too.
Oh my
At
God.
the end to promote the dance.
Dude,
too.
yeah, they did-
horrible.
No.
horrible experience.
No thanks.
I actually opted. They did that at the end of my class too, and I was like, I'm gonna opt out. It's like, no,
I
you may
didn't
not.
opt out. I just stayed there. I wish I had opted out.
You just stood there, you didn't dance?
I mean, I tried. I didn't.
Yeah.
You were trying.
Yeah. You know, that's probably the way.
I think La Doña, you know the brewery La Doña?
Oh yeah.
I think every Saturday they do, I want to say it's cumbia night. And they have a band.
Cool.
And then you just show up and you like dance cumbia for like 2 hours.
What day of the week did you say?
I think it's Saturday.
Saturday,
It might be
cool.
the first Saturday of every month. It might just be once a month. I don't know. But they do that. I know they do that.
Cool.
That's a place to know.
That's another spot. We're going to shout out dance spots.
Yes,
This
dude.
episode.
Hell yeah. Okay, so another thing I had like in my little notebook was goals and plans for the future, which I feel like we've been talking about with your album. But is there anything else relevant or exciting or anything that you are like planning for or hoping for? Well,
Yeah.
maybe tell us about the move to Chicago. Like, what are you hoping to get out of that? What's in Chicago for you?
What's in Chicago? Well, I'm excited to like try something new.
Yeah.
You know, I think I am like excited about moving to Chicago, but I'm also terrified because it feels like, you know, I don't know that many people there yet. I'm going to maybe go a step back and start like having to network
Start
and like,
fresh,
you
yeah.
know, do the whole thing. But that's also kind of exciting. And
Totally.
you know, like I want to find new people to collaborate. I also really love big cities because I grew up in one. I grew up in Lima. It's insane. There's like 11 million people. I don't even know how many people, but I think, I don't know, like I think I'm in a time in my life where like I also want to pursue other things besides from like music, like community and, you know, like other hobbies and passions that I have, I'm hoping I can find a good Latino community there.
Yeah.
You know, yes, definitely.
Definitely
There's
Chicago.
there's a lot of people there. So yeah.
Cool. I love that. I also wrote down success outside of music, and I think that tied in.
Dude, you gave her the notebook
Yeah, basically.
before the episode. You snuck it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm excited for you, for sure. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. I also want to hear about music that you love and music that inspires you, or music that you listened to growing up.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
So I just like everything, you know. I know a lot of people say like, "Oh, I listen to everything," so I do too.
Me too.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure everybody does. I don't think no one doesn't listen to everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
You can't listen to
Maybe.
everything.
Yeah, right.
It's just not possible. I don't believe it. I don't think it's possible.
it's just, yeah.
I always
But
say
you can listen to a lot of stuff.
I say a little bit of everything.
Yeah, like I'll dabble in most things, but I would never say that I listen to everything.
Yeah, I feel like it sounds like something a little pretentious. You know? I
Yeah.
listen to everything.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, what I like a lot of. So
I listen to everything.
Yeah, I listen to everything. So I like jazz. You know? I also really like reggaeton, but that like comes and goes. When like mostly in the summertime, I really love listening to reggaeton and all the Latino like stuff that makes me want to dance. I don't know, everything. Yeah.
Incredible.
I love R&B though, I gotta say. Like when I moved to the US, I didn't know what was R&B. I had no idea. And then I moved to Minneapolis where it's like the city of like funk, R&B, you know, Prince. I got schooled many times, you know, trying to play these genres that were not a thing to me.
Yeah.
Now I love it. I love, you know, Earth, Wind, and Fire and like
Hell
all
yeah.
the 80s, 90s stuff. Yeah.
Sweet. Do you have a favorite live performance that you've ever been to, and or
That I have experienced, like
yeah,
watched.
I think or played, either one or both.
Oh, good question. I don't know. I think they're all special in their own way. I mean, not all, but I think a lot of them have different elements that are, you know, special and like maybe remarkable or like inspiring to me. You know, like sometimes I go to see a show and I love like, I don't know, like the mood or like the person's stage presence, or maybe I really love the music, or maybe I really love the storytelling, you know? So I think I have been to a lot of very good shows, but maybe in different ways.
Yeah, totally. What's the next show you're going to in town?
I don't know.
Nothing planned?
Nothing planned. Oh, actually, Nowhere, one of my favorite bands is coming to town. Are you familiar with Nowhere? Louis Cole and Genevieve Ortadi. No, they're like some LA crazy.
Cool.
Like, yeah.
Where at?
I think they're at the Fine Line next week or in
Sweet.
2 weeks. Yeah.
I like to
Hell
find
yeah.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think maybe like I played a very good show last year. So you know, I booked a show at Crooners in, I think it was in May, and I put a band together, and I really wanted to get a horn section and a background vocalist, and I think maybe we talked about, I don't know, we
No,
talked
but this
about
sounds
when we got
awesome.
coffee. But I just I thought I'm gonna sing. I want to sing in my live show. So I picked this kind of like gospel R&B song, like super hard, you know, and I really loved it. And then I called my friends to who are some amazing singers in town, like Katie Gertie, Elise Jones, and Andrina. They were doing background vocals for me, which they're primarily, you know, lead singers, amazing. And I just really wanted to try it, and I wanted to see what it was going to be like. So I took lessons. I practiced every day to sing this. And then I am in sound check, and I noticed that I have never sang on a stage. I've sang in the shower in my living room, and it's great, but it's a whole other feeling. And I couldn't hear myself because the drummer was so loud. And I kept telling the sound guy, hey, can you bring my vocals up, please? I cannot hear myself. I don't even know if I'm singing the right pitch. And then, I mean, I think it went okay, but
Yeah.
But it was kind of, I mean, kind of like, I want to do this. I want to do it. Why not? And then I did it, and I don't think it went like perfect, but I'm
still
happy
a
that
cool
I did it.
experience, yeah.
And you had fun.
I had a lot of fun. It was also kind of stressful.
Yeah.
But
First time is, yeah.
yeah, first time it's kind of scary. But so for that show, I had my friends singing. I had my other horn player friends playing some horn parts that I wrote. I had a very solid band from some amazing Minneapolis musicians. And a lot of people came to see it, you know, which, I mean, it was my first big show in town. And I think maybe 70 people came to see it, which, I mean, it's not a stadium, but to me, it was amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And yeah, I think that's been my favorite show that I've played. It was the first one, and it was not perfect, but it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love.
It's cool. You brought all those people together.
Yes.
You just made it all happen.
Who was the drummer?
Austin Lee.
Okay, word. I was just wondering if it was somebody that I knew, but I don't know.
Yeah.
He plays.
Cool.
He plays amazing. He and I played in New Sun Underground back in the day.
Okay.
Like a jazz fusion band, but he plays so loud. He plays so loud, and like when you're trying to sing, you know, and having like the cymbals right behind you, that was crazy. Like,
Yeah, tough.
I don't know how singers do it. You guys,
Practice, I guess.
yeah, practice, muscle memory. Probably you have to know where to.
Yeah,
the
that is a
notes.
big thing for sure. Cool. Any other questions? I've kind of gone through everything that I would like to talk about.
I kind of like when you were talking about like managing the stresses of work, of like doing music and balancing it. I was just kind of curious if you found like if there's like do you have a system for managing that, or do you just kind of take it as it goes? And
I have
you just
I
know
think
how
I
to,
have a lot of systems. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I mean, I think I have always struggled with like focus, because I mean, I know people like to talk about ADHD, you know, like, oh, I'm so ADHD. Everybody has ADHD nowadays. But I think maybe artists and musicians, maybe like, or maybe the other way around. Like people who have ADHD maybe tend to gravitate towards certain,
I think, yeah, just
You know?
hyperfixation in general.
yeah, like have like fixation and
Yeah.
having a creative brain. So I think, I mean, I don't want to say I have ADHD, because I don't know if I believe 100% in it, but I know that I struggle a lot with like focus and consistency, and like I go from one extreme, which is like being extremely non-focused, to sometimes sitting
Locked in.
and yes, sitting there for 8 hours, and sometimes not even eating or standing up to pee until I finish, you know? And I have worked like that for many years when I was in my early 20s. And that's how I would always get burned out. And that's how I would always get injured from playing the saxophone, because it's heavy instrument and I'm very small, and it would always mess up my back. So, I mean, with like, I don't know, like experience in life and just doing it and failing many times, I think I have some systems now. Like I take breaks. I have you guys heard of a bullet journal, by the way?
I have, yeah.
You have? Do you have one?
I don't have one, no.
Okay. So I discovered this in the pandemic, and it changed my life. It's like an organization method that you create in a blank journal. There's like different like ways to organize your past, present, and future plans. You know,
I
It's so
actually,
cool.
yeah, I did buy one and I tried to get into it, but I did not. I did not see it through.
I think the learning curve can be a little,
Yeah.
hard to get through. But once I did, honestly, it changed my life. Like I started living a healthier life of more balance and no extremes of procrastination versus like, oh my God, I have to turn in this project in 4 hours. So let's kill myself to get it done, you know? I also do a lot of exercising, because I know that I have to be in good shape to play my instrument. You know, the times where I don't go to the gym and I don't lift weights and I don't feel strong, I get injured. And then I cannot play as much. I cannot practice. It's a whole thing. And this has happened so many times, you know? So now I have learned kind of like to like catch these things before my life is just like burning flames, which happens.
Yeah, totally. Good question. Good
Yeah.
words.
What about you? What do you guys do?
I am definitely in a like grind and then procrastinate. That's like literally I don't want to be that way, but that is how it happens for sure.
Sometimes like that's,
Yeah. But we were just talking last night, like taking care of my body, I think is a
Right.
big thing that's on my
Not-
mind right now.
Not inhaling smoke.
Yeah, I'm trying to
No,
not
can't do
smoke
that.
anymore.
That's no
and
good for a singer.
It's tough. It's tough out here. But
That's
I'm going to try to get into edibles. I'm going to try.
Yeah, just force yourself. Easy.
But yeah, I
But
think
that's a big one. Taking care of your body.
Yeah.
Like prioritizing health, prioritizing your physical and mental health.
yeah.
It's hard sometimes,
I think for me too, like sometimes when I like play or sing because I feel like I have to, or because it's like, I just something about having to.
See,
I have something about that I just don't like.
whenever I feel like I have to, like I don't want to, like I'm not in the mood to practice. That's usually when I push myself to do it, and I want to break through. That to me, that's when my discipline is kind of failing, and I don't want to let that happen. So usually, like 90% of the time, I do it. I got it. But sometimes I miss.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever like overworking myself. I haven't felt overworked. This month has been crazy. I've been seeing a lot of shows and like making things happen. But I don't know. But it's been a super busy month and I feel good.
That's good.
So maybe I just haven't been doing enough. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe that's what you need right
that's what I
now.
need. I just need to be busy.
Also, Aurelio has like a strict, like what is it? Meat and rice and veggies diet. like you eat good.
I eat all right.
You seem to eat good.
I'll make my chicken and my world famous
Yeah.
chicken. My world renowned pasta sauce. I don't know what else. What else do I make? I don't know. I make two things. It's not very.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's
Is like
strict,
you.
but it's narrow.
Yeah, you're eating what
It's
you're
like chicken, rice, and veggies, and your other dish is pasta, because that's exactly what I do. That's my only.
It's
That's
kind of how I
real.
was raised.
What else is there to eat?
I mean, I don't know. I think that, yeah.
Literally.
What else do I eat? I've been eating a lot of like pork chops. I don't eat. Like,
Oh wow!
But I did that last night.
I don't even know how to do that.
It's a cast iron. It's not too bad. All right, it's a cooking podcast now.
Yeah.
Hijack. We got 3 minutes left on the camera,
Okay.
and this one died. So
Okay. Is there anything that you want to plug? Like maybe just like mention your socials
Oh my god! Yes.
and music that you have out on streaming if you feel like it.
Yeah. So yeah, of course. So right now I'm doing this series of like, for Instagram, I'm making reels recording pop solos over
Yes, I've been eating it up.
saxophone solos over pop songs. It's super fun to make, and I'm learning a lot of how to play pop because I always love doing that. So yeah, you can follow me on social media. My Instagram is Lu Sarmiento Music. My website is luciasarmiento.com. That's where you can find my other channels. And I have music coming out. May 17th, my single Porcelain is getting released. May 18th, I have a show at Berlin.
Oh
Yes.
I haven't gone to Berlin yet. I need to go.
Oh my God, it's so cool.
Dude, I just went there for the first time
Yes.
on Friday to see Izzy play.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Beautiful,
It
right?
was
like
great.
the
I'm
vibes.
trying to go.
Yeah, I think Minneapolis was really needing a venue in town
Yeah.
with amazing music. It's got good food. It's cool. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
it's a Berlin plug.
Berlin
Go to
plug.
Berlin.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
for real. Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Do we clap at the end of episodes too?
Yeah, nice job.
It's like hot ones. Hell yeah.
Nothing